Hi, how are you today? I hope you had a great fall break. I'm glad to see you again and I'm glad to be back. Okay, well, I've got two great books for us to look at today. So let's go ahead and start. The first one I wanted to look at with you is called A Dog Wearing Shoes. This is a fun book. Let's look at this. Okay, here we go. It says A Dog Wearing Shoes. And the author put these first two pages ahead of the very beginning, and it explains everything. So let's go backwards and look at that. It says, one day Mimi was on her way home from Grandma and Grandpa's when suddenly, let's look at this. Screech! Minnie, look, it's a dog, her mom said, and it's wearing shoes. Doggy, cried Minnie. So this is how it starts, with a cartoon. Isn't that cool? And then here we go, the very beginning. The dog wearing shoes. It says, "Here, puppy," Minnie's mom called, and the dog pranced right over. "So cute," Minnie shouted. "Can we keep him, please? Oh, please, oh, please." Minnie's mom looked everywhere for the dog's owner. "This little fellow must be lost," she said at last. "We'll have to take him home for now." Aren't the pictures amazing? Minnie was so excited. She sang a song, took the dog's shoes off and put them back on, and bonked their heads together and took a nap with them. At home, Minnie wanted to keep playing. The dog wasn't in the mood. And then he started barking and barking. "Minnie, I think he's missing his family," said her mom. "He's my family now. I found him. He's crying. He isn't crying. He's singing. His owner must be looking for him. But he has no dog collar. He doesn't belong to anybody. He has shoes," said her mom. "He belongs to somebody." "Maybe he just needs a walk," said Minnie quickly. "Let's go." Minnie and her mother brought a dog collar and a leash and went straight to the park. So that's them buying a dog collar and a leash, and they're headed to the park. There were dogs everywhere. Soon, Minnie's dog had attracted quite a crowd. How adorable and friendly! Look at those little shoes. Everybody's looking at her dog. Sit, beg, paw, other paw. And he's so smart. Minnie was very proud. "Fetch!" Minnie cried. So she yelled, "Fetch!" And then it says, "Uh-oh." Minnie looked everywhere, inside the park and outside the park, but all she could find was a shoe. "That's a dog that likes to run," said Minnie's mom. "Where are you, doggy?" cried Minnie. The next day, Minnie's mom took her to the shelter to try to find the dog. "Doggy!" Minnie sat down and gave the dog a big hug. So she found her dog. She gave the dog a big hug and then she took him home. Now Minnie knew that someone else must be missing the dog too. So the first owner put up signs saying, "Found a dog wearing shoes. Is he yours? Please contact Minnie." It didn't take long for his owner to show up. A few days later, Minnie and her mom knew just where to go. So they're going back to the dog adoption shelter. And it looks like they found a new dog. To find a dog of Minnie's very own. The end. That was a great book. It was called A Dog Wearing Shoes. I wanted to look at with you all today. You know, we've been doing our Explorers series. And today we're going to look at Alan Shepard. He's wearing an astronaut suit. It says he's an astronaut. Let's read about him. It says, born November 18th, 1923 in New Hampshire, first American to travel in space. In 1959, Alan Shepard was one of the 7 test pilots chosen by NASA to become astronauts, while his spacecraft, the Freedom 7, was being built. Shepard went through tough training. On May 5th, 1961, Shepard put on a spacesuit and climbed into a seat. The rockets below him fired, and he blasted into space. Shepard flew over 100 miles above Earth and then landed in the ocean. He was picked up by a helicopter. Millions of people watched his historical flight on television. Shepard was a hero, the first American to travel in space. So that's today's explorer, and his name's Alan Shepard. Okay, the other book I wanted to look at with you all, this is a great book, and it's called In Plain Sight. And I got to tell you, at my house, we are always losing things, and we blame the house for eating things like paper clips and all kinds of stuff that we just saw. And so this book is all about lost and found things, and I just loved it. I read it this morning. It's called In Plain Sight. Let's look at this together. Okay, it says, there is more to Grandpa's lost and found game than meets the eye. There is a story. So this is Grandpa's house. The pictures are wonderful. That's Grandpa. It says Sophie lives with Mama and Daddy and Grandpa, who lives by the window. He can see Sophie come and go, call and wave goodbye, hello, and as he looks out. So Grandpa's looking out and everything, saying hello. And after school each day, Sophie looks in. Here I am, Grandpa, she says. How was this morning? Surprising, he said. I had a paper clip, you know, nice and shiny, and now it's vanished. Help me find it, will you? With your bright eyes? Where, said Sophie. That's just it, honey. You have to look. So that's Grandpa, and that's Sophie. And she's looking for Grandpa's paper clip. If you lean close, you might hear Sophie say, oh, and eventually you might hear her say, there. Good, says Grandpa. Thanks, honey. So she found the paper clip. Here I am, said Sophie on Tuesday. Ah, Sophie, he says, how was school? Good, it was Blue Day. Well, I can see that. And how about you, Grandpa? Today was regretful. Oh, yes, I had a wonderful rubber band. Stretchy, boing, now boing, and that band is gone. Help me find it, hon. So now she's got to find the rubber band. And eventually, in plain sight, see her finding the rubber band? It's on the football there. Here I am, Grandpa, says Sophie on Wednesday. Was today better? Not so much, Grandpa said. Drinking straw. It was bendy and just right. Now it's skedaddled. Oh, look, said Sophie. I wonder. And eventually, in plain sight, good girl, Grandpa says. Thank you. On Thursday, Sophie says, here I am, Grandpa. Anything missing? Well, wouldn't you know, Grandma's favorite painting brush for watercolors, child. It's missing. Can you help me find it, lovely? I can try, said Sophie, and eventually, in plain sight, here I am, Grandpa. Friday at last. You bet, honey, he says, turning his smile to her. But wait, just look. Oh, Grandpa, you're silly. Keep the dollars, Sophie. Tomorrow, he says, you can buy yourself something with it. So do you see the coin right there? Here I am, Grandpa, Sophie says. Early today. No shopping. Well, best to save that dollar, I guess, for college. Now, let's see. Had me a lemon drop. Delicious to think of it, but then it just trotted off, unlicked. Don't tell me, Grandpa. And eventually, in plain sight, good girl, says Grandpa. No, you have it. So she found the lemon drop. Sunday morning, as usual, at his door, Sophie starts to say, Grandpa, here I am. But Mama hushes her. He's sleeping now, which gives Sophie an idea. She whispers it to Mama. Daddy laughs when he hears, all right, he says, if you tiptoe. Here's Sophie at her very quietest, her tiptoeingest, that curtain at Grandpa's window. Well, keep your eye on it. And eventually, where's Sophie? Grandpa wakes. And yawns. Behind the curtain, a commotion, wiggling, jiggling, and giggling. Sophie, Grandpa says, that you? Why, I be. Do you see her behind the curtain there? Here I am, Sophie says. Like always. I love this book. The end. I just think the pictures were beautiful. Such a cool message, too. It was called In Plain Sight. Well, we are finished for today. And that's our symbol for finished. But I hope you make it outside and see some of the fall leaves today. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.